Hello, everyone. This is the third recording for my intro to philosophy and AI. Today, I want to illustrate the proposal that disagreement on such matters as definitions is compatible with quite a bit of agreement. And I want to use lying as a case study. Lying has become a topic for AI researchers in a number of contexts. For example, someone may ask, can AI lie? But someone else may be concerned with human lies. Let's say they build an AI application for a government agency that is supposed to detect lies. Now, in these contexts, the AI researcher may ask, what is lying? What is the definition? And they may turn to a philosopher. Now, if you don't want the conversation to stop with, well, there was disagreement, nothing that we can do about that, you could look more closely, and that is what I suggest. Definitions of lying tend to have 5 components. First, the liar makes a statement. Second, that statement has an addressee or an audience. Third, the liar believes what they say to be false. Fourth, it really is false. And fifth, the liar has an intention to deceive. Now, if the philosopher were to collaborate with an AI researcher here, they could talk through these premises or conditions and just look at cases where it makes a difference, whether you accept or reject each of these conditions. And that may already be enough, in a way, to help the AI researcher decide what kind of definition they want to stipulate in a given project. Now, here's an additional observation. Among the 5 conditions, there's only one that is not contested among philosophers. It is not, entirely agreed upon, but pretty much no one disagrees with it. And that is the third condition, that the liar believes what they say to be false. And interestingly, it seems that in recent projects in AI researchers do not accept this condition. So they reject the one condition that philosophers seem to agree upon, the belief condition that the liar believes what they say to be false. Instead, it seems that some projects in AI presuppose or postulate that a liar knows what they say to be false. Now, the distinction between belief and knowledge may seem pretty academic or abstract initially, but if the philosopher were to talk with the AI researcher, I think it would be pretty quickly clear that there are a lot of cases where this difference matters. Philosophers have been studying the difference between belief and knowledge for centuries, if not millennia. And one of the outputs of that is a kind of repertoire of cases where it makes a difference. And these cases can be conveyed, and I think can helpfully be conveyed. If you want to sort of, help someone decide whether they can work with this knowledge condition that the liar knows what they say to be false, or whether they should rather use the condition that philosophers tend to accept, that liars believe what they say to be false. And I want to end here, but I want to flag that this kind of definition or this kind of premise can make or break a project. It can stand at the beginning of how an AI researcher thinks of the application they are going to build. And it can seem, if you haven't talked with a philosopher, it can seem like a harmless and innocent step. But once you have thought through cases where the difference between belief and knowledge matters, it can turn out that is in fact pretty important. And that is going to serve for me as an illustration of, well, even if there is disagreement on the definition of lying, there may be agreement on something that is quite relevant and useful for the AI researcher.